All right, straight ahead, we get to this most anticipated middleweight championship fight between Bruce Lee and smiling Sam Alvey. So here he is, the #1 middleweight contender, getting set for this 185-pound title fight. He believes this title shot should have come a long time ago, but he has let bygones be bygones. The focus now, unseating the champion in dominant fashion and starting a new middleweight legacy of his own. 25 minutes or fewer away from becoming the new champion. We will see how he performs tonight. So here's the undisputed UFC middleweight champion of the world, making the walk, looking to defend his title. It is certainly something that he's been able to do in the past. He has been challenged on this title run. It's not as though he has run roughshod through this division, but they're all still chasing him at 185 pounds tonight. At least on paper, could be his most difficult challenge to date. And now our tale of the tape for this middleweight championship fight. 3 years apart, with big differences in height, but some differences in reach. All right, now for the particulars inside the octagon, here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. And when the action begins, our referee in charge of the octagon, Dan Bergliata. And now, this is the moment you've all been waiting for. Live from the sold-out Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey. It's time! 5 rounds for the undisputed UFC middleweight championship of the world. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner.
This man is a mixed martial artist, holding a professional record of 43 wins, 17 losses, 1 draw, and 1 no contest.
He stands 6 feet 2 inches tall, weighing in at 185 pounds. Fighting out of Temecula, California, introducing the challenger, smiling Sam Alvey. And now, introducing the champion, fighting out of the red corner.
This man is a mixed martial artist, holding a professional record of 24 wins, 1 loss.
He stands 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighing in at 185 pounds. Fighting out of Los Angeles, California, ladies and gentlemen, the reigning, defending UFC middleweight champion, Bruce the Dragon Lee.
All right, this is for the UFC Championship. I want you to obey my commands at all times, protect yourself at all times. I want a nice, clean, safe fight. Touch gloves, go back to your corners, come out fighting.
You ready? Okay, you ready?
All right, so here we go with round 1 of this UFC middleweight championship fight. The consensus #1 and #2 185-pounders on the roster. The middleweight champion has defended the title several times, now looking to do just that here tonight. His last defense, he got off to an outstanding start. That is something his opponent will be looking to prevent here tonight. All right, he's very comfortable fighting off his back, DC. Now looks...
Right now, it looks like he's made. He's trying to set up an arm triangle choke. He needs to secure the left arm, push it across, and secure it with his head.
Oh, this might be tight.
It's very tight. The moment he drops his chest, the fight's gonna be over.
Oh, and he chokes him to sleep with the arm triangle. Again, pick your poison on the ground with this guy.
All that pressure on the side of your neck. I don't know the artery, John. I'm pretty sure you might. You get all that pressure on that artery, and it pushes you to sleep. What is it?
I think it's the carotid artery, and a lot of fighters say they've got a pretty good feel for it. He certainly did there.
That's why you got to have friends that are like encyclopedias. John Ennick's my encyclopedia.
My God. All right, let's take a look back at the replay as he gets it done by submission tonight, champ.
I mean, you know, this guy has such a great submission game that you cannot lay in his guard. He's so skilled, he's so tricky, and he's so good at weaving a web that gets you lost in it that he made him pay for it tonight and got the submission victory.
Well, you're going to have to be pretty perfect to get this guy off the throne. There he is, the UFC's undisputed middleweight champion. Complete performance here tonight, and it ends with a win by way of submission.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Dan Rigliano's called a stop to this contest at 1 minute, 18 seconds of the very first round, declaring the winner by submission due to an arm triangle choke, and still the undisputed UFC middleweight champion of the world, Bruce the Dragon Lee.
All right, so there he is, the still UFC middleweight champion of the world. He has retained this title at 185 pounds for some time and showing no signs of slowing down, BC.
This is a weight that hasn't had many middleweight champions. Anderson Silva reigned for so long that every time a guy gets his hands on the belt, they're going to hold on to it for dear life. And tonight, he got the job done and remains the UFC middleweight champion.
It's a middleweight title fight between Bruce Lee and Kelvin Gastelum. Well, he is one of the best fighters on this UFC roster, top to bottom, to have never realized a piece of UFC gold. Former Ultimate Fighter winner Kelvin Gastelum, and some you like to say embrace the grind. He has absolutely embraced it. He's embraced the sprints, seems to have this champion's mentality, and he'll try to parlay that into another big win here tonight. And he's gonna need that mentality in order to build himself back to where he wants to be. But couple that mentality with the skills that Kelvin Gastelum possesses. He's a fantastic boxer. For a short guy, he does a really good job with his kicks. He's just a full-on mixed martial artist, a young man that has developed that fighting style from the very start. Truly, truly phenomenal fighter, a great ambassador for the sport. Kelvin Gastelum has it all. And maybe his best skill is something you can't quantify, his heart. He's got so much heart. He's got so much heart. So here's the undisputed UFC middleweight champion of the world making the walk, looking to defend his title. It is certainly something that he's been able to do in the past. He has been challenged on this title run. It's not as though he has run roughshod through this division, but they're all still chasing him at 185 pounds tonight. At least on paper, could be his most difficult challenge to date. And now our tale of the tape for this middleweight championship fight. 2 years apart, these two fighters with similar height and reach. All right, now to get us started, we go inside the octagon where we find Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. When the action begins, our referee in charge of the octagon, Dan Murgliata. And now, this is the moment you've all been waiting for. Live from the Honda Center in Anaheim, California. It's time! 5 rounds for the undisputed UFC Middleweight Championship of the world. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner.
This man is a wrestler holding a professional record of 25 wins, 12 losses, and 1 no contest.
He stands 5 feet 9 inches tall, weighing in at 185 pounds.
Fighting out of Yuma, Arizona, USA.
Introducing the challenger, Kelvin Gastelum. And now, introducing the champion, fighting out of the red corner.
This man is a mixed martial artist holding a professional record of 25 wins, 1 loss.
He stands 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighing in at 185 pounds. Fighting out of Los Angeles, California, presenting the reigning, defending UFC undisputed middleweight champion of the world, Bruce the Dragon Lee!
All right, this is for the UFC Championship. I want you to obey my commands at all times, protect yourself at all times. I want a nice, clean, safe fight. Touch gloves, back your corners, come out fighting.
You ready?
All right, so here we go with this UFC middleweight championship fight. The round 1 clock is starting to tick. The #1 contender believes the champ is right for the...
Now the guy's got armbar. He's attacking it on it. He's gonna attack armbar here. You gotta recognize that when a guy starts to put his feet on your hips, you gotta move him off, and you gotta cover. You can't be off to an angle.
Oh, hammer fist from the bottom now by Lee.
Now he falls back into the finishing position. straight, right? The moment he was able to break the lock, John, his opponent was in trouble. Hip pressure up, opponent had to tap.
And he tapped and he lives to fight another day, but a huge win for his opponent by submission tonight.
Wow! Oh, my goodness, what a fight.
Yeah, that is some high-level Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu right there. Just the way he transitioned to secure the arm up against his body and ultimately force the tap. High-level stuff out of that young man here tonight. All right, so a wild round and a wild sequence there on the ground. DC, talk us through the highlight.
He's such a phenomenal grappler. I don't understand how people don't know that this guy wants to submit you. He is the best grappler, best submission specialist we've seen in a long time.
All right, so there's the man they're all chasing at 185 pounds, the undisputed UFC middleweight champion of the world, and the celebration is on after the big submission win here tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Dan Mergliata has called a stop to this contest at 1 minute, 2 seconds of the very first round, declaring the winner by tap out, and still the undisputed UFC middleweight champion of the world, Bruce the Dragon Lee.
So there he is, still the undisputed UFC middleweight champion after a win by way of submission here tonight. And despite the fact that the #1 contender came in and was all the rage, he got the job done relatively easily here tonight, submitting his foe inside the distance in defense of his middleweight title. Only one thing left to do tonight, that is to party. The celebration is on in the red corner with the undisputed UFC middleweight champ.